Hey, what's up, everybody? DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this NBA 4-game slate for DraftKings on Tuesday, August 18th. We got a 4-gamer. Yesterday, the picks went pretty well if you watch the videos. The only one that was kind of worrisome was Royce O'Neal, but he got into foul trouble. I didn't really kill our lineups just because he was cheap. It was like 3.5, I think. Same thing with this video. I'm going to go with my core 4. Just my favorite plays for mostly cash and small GPPs, but these guys will probably work fine for anything, honestly. I hate saying cash and small GPP because in an NBA, I feel like there's just chalk. I mean, sometimes you eat the chalk and sometimes you don't. But um, with these 4-game slates, there's not a lot of different ways you can go. So I just most likely will be eating the chalk and just going with everybody else. That's kind of what these 4 guys will be, the core 4. But let's get to it. Before I get to it, like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate it. If you got any questions, go ahead and comment. I'll try my best to get back to you. I know the games start pretty early, 11:30 in the morning, and I'm doing this pretty late, but hopefully it gets to some of you guys. But let's get to it. Just gonna go through my 4 favorite plays. If you want more videos, I think I have like a 23-minute video on my Patreon, which I will put in the description. It's more so just breaking down each position and places you can look to go if you don't want to play the chalk. Or just other places you can look to fill out the rest of your lineup, even with these 4 guys. So yeah, just stuff like that. But let's get to it. So the first guy I want to talk about, 11.7, James Harden, point guard, shooting guard eligible. I'm actually plugging him in the shooting guard position just for the sake of this video and sake of my lineups, honestly. 11.7, no Russell Westbrook. OKC's a pretty good defensive team. He's actually only averaged 46 fantasy points per game versus them this season. OKC's actually, I think they're 3-0 against them this season. They play very well against Houston. They seem to really know how to play the matchup. I mean, they got a smart leader with Chris Paul. SGA is a good defender. Schroeder's a competitive guy. Looks like they really like to slow the pace down, so that's kind of the worrisome thing, which I do get more into over in the Patreon. But I mean, James Harden seems like not a lock, but seems like a fantastic play. 90-point, 100-point upside, honestly. With no Westbrook in the lineup, 43% usage. If you just want to be simple and follow the crowd, I think James Harden is the way to go. So I will be plugging him in at 11.7. And not the best matchup, but no Russell Westbrook. 40. I'm pretty sure it's 42% usage, 42 or 43% usage without him on the court, without him or Capella. Since Capella's gone now, but solid play. I think James Harden will have a lot of ownership, and I don't mind having some of that chalk. The next guy I want to talk about, 2 cheap guys I want to talk about. 4.4 Goran Dragic. We got the news that Kendrick Nunn is supposed to be going to the bench, so I assume Dragic will start. Even if he doesn't start, I think I still like him. I still think he plays 28 plus minutes at 4.4. Great price. The only way I think he doesn't start is if they put Jimmy Butler at the point guard position, which they have done a couple times. And he actually does play point guard a fairly decent amount of times throughout the game. But 4.4 for Dragic is just too cheap, especially even better if he's starting. Still like him if he doesn't start, but even better if he's starting. If he's going to get 28 plus minutes, very good play. I mean, he's just a good play. I mean, there's not much I can say about this. He's just underpriced for what he can bring to the table. 40 plus point upside, as we've seen multiple times this season. So, Dragic and Harden, good way to start my lineup. And the other guy I wanted to talk about, I did mention there's 2 guards that are cheap. Markelle Fultz, I don't feel as confident in him as Dragic because of the blowout potential. Milwaukee is a good team. We know how sloppy this game, not sloppy, but how out of hand this game could get. If Milwaukee gets up to a big lead, Fultz might end up only playing 22, 24 minutes, which isn't the worst at that price tag at 4.2. But if you're going to be playing GPPs, you're going to want, obviously, some high scores. But in cash and small GPP, he's much better. But big contest, I wouldn't mind not playing him because if you're playing the aspect of, Milwaukee's probably going to blow them out, so let me try something different. I can understand that if you want to do that, but for like cash, for sure, I think I like him at 4.2. Shown his triple double upside, and it's even better play if this game could stay close. If he gets a look into the fourth quarter and can play some minutes in that quarter, and then they get blown out, it should be a fantastic play. If they're getting blown out in the third quarter, I assume he misses the entire fourth, and it might not be the best play, but it should still be a decent play. It's like, I think the play has a nice floor, which you kind of want in smaller contests. But yeah, so those three guys, and then the last guy I want to talk about is Jimmy Butler at 7.6K. 7.6K. Just played this matchup a couple days ago. 29 minutes, 50.75 fantasy points in 29 minutes. He tries to say he doesn't have any beef with TJ Warren, but I doubt that. I feel like Jimmy Butler is that guy that just holds a grudge, and you get on his bad side, and he's going to come at you any chance he gets. So for 7.6, I really like him. Triple-double upside. I assume he gets as many minutes as he can handle. As long as this game's competitive, I don't see a reason as to why he doesn't play easily 34 minutes. 34 is his floor, in my opinion. If the game stays close through the entire game, probably plays 38, 39 minutes for all we know. The playoffs change everything, They get pushed a lot more. The best players on the team get asked to play a couple more minutes, and for a guy like Jimmy Butler, 2 to 3 more minutes a game will be very crucial for him because he is a good points per minute guy. He gets some good buckets, good rebounds, good assists. He knows he's good on the defensive end and gets some steals. So just any minute for him extra from where we're used to gives him a huge bump. So 7.6, I do like Jimmy Butler a fairly good amount. And I think this is going to round out my core four, I guess you could say. Dragic, James Harden, Jimmy Butler, and Fultz. And then you got 5.5 remaining, which lets you go a fairly different amount of ways, depending what you want to do. But these would be the four guys I play in for sure in small GPPs and cash. But I mentioned kind of spots you can be different, but I do go deeper into that in the Patreon. But hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Nice, short, and easy. I don't want to be dragging you guys on for minutes on this video, But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you guys.